Greetings and welcome to yet again another Diablo 4 guide about the Death Trap Rogue. This is about the Mythic variant, so if you want to know where to go from the previous video and previous build, which was more like a mid-game and starter variant, then stay tuned. This is the Mythic variant. As you can see, we actually have 3 Mythics equipped, which will boost our survivability, our damage, and our utility immensely. Once again, the build itself, we just quickly go over the skill tree. There's really nothing new to it. Let me take a look if I change anything. Yeah, for the pit pushing, I actually opted into Smoke Grenade instead of Shadow Step, as well as getting alchemical advantage with the Smoke Grenade, which then gives me the benefit of more lucky hit and more attack speed, which is kind of nice. I think I removed Trap Mastery for that, among some other things that we don't really need. So that's the difference. This is more the pit pushing variant. If you are looking for speedrunning a lower pit version, we're gonna go into Shadow Step itself and get a little bit more mobility. As well as here for the rune word, I have Pock Quacks, which is also for the pit pushing variant. And if I want to do something more mobility focused, more faster, more speed runny, I'm going to use the Jar rune to have a little bit of teleport on my evade, which procs pretty much very often. So I have more movement right here. Again, check out in the description below, there is a build guide that's really well written from Mippy. There's also one from Sanctum on Mobalytics. Mippy is on Maxroll. So I already also based this on their build guides and trying to find some variations to that. Let's see what I can do to maybe enhance it or maybe make it a little bit different. But yeah, it is based on that and they're very well written. So if you want to check it out, the links are in the description below. So what's this about? For anyone who is watching the Death Trap build guide for the first time, basically in a nutshell, we are spamming Death Trap, guaranteeing critical strike and vulnerability through concealment, getting our Death Trap all the time reset so we can spam it through preparation and through having 275 energy. You can see we have 211 right now, but due to the momentum key passive, we get another 30% more energy so that we will stack up to 275. Important is also to use Elixir of Resourcefulness, which you already have active right here. And then you also need 86 max resource from gear. So you can achieve that by a greater affix on Beastfall boots with 2 hits on the Masterworking, as you can see here, and greater affix, not a greater affix on the Harlequin Crest, you just need a 2 Masterwork hit on the max resource right here. What you can also do, if you don't have the Harlequin's Crest, and I outlined this in the other video, you can use, do I still have it, something like this. It would be better if it has a greater affix on the max resource, but it also works like that. And then there is actually an aspect for the rogue that gives you here that gives you maximum energy. Right now I don't have it maxed out, but it would give me 31 energy. But because I have the Harlequin's Crest and the Beastful boost with the necessary masterwork, I don't need it, and I can slot in like the Ring of Starless Skies, for example. Which brings me to Ring of Starless Skies. It adds to core skills. Core skills, our Death Trap is a core skill because of Scoundrel's Ladders. And then Beastful boost so makes it that we will always use our energy up when we use Death Trap. And that also means that we will always overpower, since after spending our 275, which we have, the next skill will overpower. So this is kind of the loop. You're gonna spam Death Trap and Concealment. And what's kind of nice is that with a controller, I put this to L and R, or LTRT, and I can just hold on LTRT. I don't even need to spam the buttons, which is very convenient. My controller is connecting right now. Here, LTRT, I can just spam, I just hold them, You will see, well, you will not see that I hold them, but you know, it will be spammed and I can just hold them down. So what else? Anything else will enhance our Death Trap damage and our overpower damage and our crit strike damage. It's more like the overpower damage. Like for example, the Doombringer has a beautiful max life stat, which we do want as a greater affix, and we do want to masterwork it 3 times, and it will boost our max life immensely. Right now we have 18k. As well as for the Paragon board, you're looking for these little max life nodes, or this one who gives you 8 max life, which is really a lot. And then as for the glyphs and Paragon nodes, again, I have a build guide in the description below, but I can quickly go over it. We have versatility, we have deadly ambush, we have headhunter, no witness, ambush, dance macabre, Annie, eldritch bounty, and explosive. So this all boosts the damage of Death Trap. So the only thing that I want to touch on right now, other than the Mercenary gives us Fortify, which also gives us more damage of Overpower, the only thing I want to touch on is the basic gist is you spam Concealment in the Death Trap, and then what you want to add with your rotation is damage multipliers. I also talked about Smoke Grenade already. Smoke Grenade gives you 25% more damage to the enemies that are hit by Smoke Grenade. That's why you build that into your build when you or into your rotation when you're trying to push the pits, when you're trying to do more damage. And then also Caltrops will make it so that enemies take 10% more damage and then increase by 5% each second up to 45, which is like a massive damage boost. Then we already saw Eldritch Bounty, which gives us 30x more damage on Death Trap because it's shadow damage. If we use Shadow Imbuement on, for example, Dash or Shadow Step. And then also we gain 12x increased non-physical damage, which also applies to shadow damage for any enemies infected by Shadow Imbuement. So you just slice with Dash through the enemies, for example, and then spam your Death Trap. So enough talk, let's go into it. I think enough talk. One more rune word is Zanxal, which when I cast ultimate skill gives me more max life, again, more overpower damage. So whole package. No. So I already cleared tier 90. It takes a bit of a while, so I'm just gonna show tier 80 right now, but again, perfectly capable of doing tier 90. I actually uploaded it to the healthhides.com leaderboard. There are others, they have already done 100, pit 100, but yeah. So right now we need to stack up our momentum. For example, if we just use dash, you can see we get 1 stack of momentum, then we have 270 energy, another dash, we have 224, another dash, and then we just, we could just stand in the corner here and just spam it, but we don't really need it to just already deal some damage. And now we already have 10 momentum stacks. And I just realized I have the wrong boss power slotted in, and I haven't shown the boss powers yet, so I don't want Belial's boss power. I just killed Lilith, and there's like this season journey task that you need to equip Belial's boss power while killing Lilith, so that's why I equipped it. But the boss powers are as follows: Harbingers for more vulnerable damage, Outlaw Sharpshooter for more increased damage, and then Cinerate's Flames for also more increased damage with elements. And I am using Beast and Ice as the main boss power for the Freeze to give us a multiplier with Frigid Finesse. And I cannot change it right now because I'm already in the pit, but you will see we don't really need that. So for the trash here, because I'm not on the highest pit that I can do right now, I'm not even using Caltrops. It's I'm lazy, or I'm barely using. Maybe with the boss. I mean, here I just threw it. It's just muscle memory at this point. But again, you rather do that, or yeah, you can do it whenever. Yeah, with big packs, and if you push the pit, you really need Caltrops because it really amplifies your damage. But right now we are actually chilling, and we're already at half. I know the timer now is a bit scuffed because in the beginning I was explaining things, but I could do this in like 2 to 3 minutes, which is the ideal time to speed farm. And the cool thing is I didn't even know this for quite a while, that I can just hold down the LTRT buttons, for example, or whatever buttons you use for concealment and death trap, and it just keeps going in a beautiful rotation. It's so great. And then I need to use a potion every now and then because I want the unstable elixir damage bonus. It's a bit acrobatics other than holding down RT and LT. It's more to that if you want like the full rotation, the full damage. For the normal tier 4 content, you don't really need it, but this is of course is pit 80. And oh, I'm hitting the pillar. Whoops. Here we go. And that is the boss. And I recommend this build to anyone who wants to push a high pit or wants to just do Torment 4. Again, I have 2 other videos, you will see it here at the end, that will show you a early or a starter variant and then also a mid-game variant. So you have that progression right there and you can just try it out. You don't need these mythic items, I want to emphasize that, to already blast Torment 4. Some German coming out here. And you also don't need like all these masterworks and everything. There is workarounds to that. So check out the other videos if you don't have the gear yet. Anyways, thank you so much for watching. Please like and subscribe for more updates regarding this build and others. I'm actually working on other builds. It's the chest beam build. It's the shadow step build, which I'm really curious about. And also a poison trap build. And you can also sneak peek these builds in the description below. These are my planners. These are my theocrafted build. And I'm looking forward to fleshing those out and trying those out and sharing it with you. In case, thank you guys so much for watching, and I see you in the next one. Good luck, have fun, and goodbye.